Don Henley says he may be open in the future to an Eagles reunion featuring Glenn Frey's son as a replacement. I'm John Beaudin from Rock History Music. The famous drummer says he's still trying to find out how he feels in a world where the Eagles do not exist. He told Jordan Zavitz of the Montreal Gazette, "It's been a very strange time trying to wrap my head around that and realizing what a big part of my life that was, how much of my identity was wrapped around it. And I've always been careful not to let it define my life completely." Henley says he knows he's not the only curator of the Eagles' music, but he's the main dude, and he feels a sense of responsibility, that the songs are carried forward with respect. He says with the band not being around anymore, he's doing more of their music in concert than he's ever done. Sometimes the shows can even last 2.5 hours. He always closes every program, every concert, with Desperado, which is the first song he and Glenn Frey ever wrote together. He adds, "So every night I dedicate it to him." The crowd gets emotional, and that's part of the healing process for them as well as me. So could Henley see himself doing Eagles music in some quasi form of the Eagles with Timothy B. Schmidt, who was recently with the Eagles, and Joe Walsh, and possibly Jackson Browne, who was an honorary member of the family? Henley says yes. At some point in the future, we might work our way around that. You know, Glenn has a son who can sing and play quite well. And one of the only things that would make sense is if it were his son. With Jackson, of course, we could do Take It Easy and a couple of other things, but the only way I would consider a reunion, I think, would be Glenn's son, Deacon. Again, the drummer's very clear. They haven't talked about it or planned it. Everyone is still healing. And what if the Eagles were still around? What if Glenn Frey hadn't passed away? Henley says it was his late friend's idea to check in every January for all the members to talk to each other to make sure it still felt well. He also pointed out that if any member would come forward and say, "It doesn't feel right anymore, we should quit," it would have been Glenn Frey. Interestingly, Henley admitted that he hasn't done Taking You Home in concert in a long time because it's too hard to sing. Also not on the set list, Last Worthless Evening from his solo sets and the Eagles' Wasted Time. And I have to admit, I'm not surprised by this. I think it could happen in the future, but I'd like to see Randy Meisner come back. He hasn't been in the fold full time since 1977 in the Hotel California tour, but he's had some health issues, so that might not happen. Felder and Henley, the word is they don't really like each other that much or at all, so that might not happen, but I don't know. Everyone likes a reunion. Make sure you comment on our videos and subscribe to our channel. We'll also check out your videos. I'm John Beaudin from Rock History Music.